Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you want to look back on my channel, you can see that I did a 16-hour readathon in 2020, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. So I decided to start 2021 with a 24-hour readathon. As always, I was inspired by Ruby Granger to do this challenge. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. to begin this challenge, and the night before I had gone to bed at around 8 p.m. to ensure that I would be able to get some sleep. I started the challenge by reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which I was already about halfway through. I've read this book 8 times, and I love the entire Harry Potter series, so I enjoyed reading this book as always. After reading Harry Potter for some time, I moved on to reading 1984 by George Orwell. I had been given this book before school let out during a book exchange, so I was motivated to read it before going back to college.
Good morning, guys. It is currently 7:13 in the morning, and I am 4 hours and 38 minutes into my 24-hour reading challenge.
Here, I was just finishing up Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I give this book and the entire series 4 out of 5 stars. Originally, I would have given them a 5 out of 5 stars, but the more times I read them, I've picked up on small plot holes, and my standard for a 5-star book is also very high.
Okay, it's now 9:54 and I just finished Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I'm not feeling super motivated to read 1984, but I am going to read to at least page 150 before I move on to a different book, which is like 75 more pages, but I am also going to prep some breakfast really quick because it is almost 10 o'clock and I'm pretty hungry.
While I was eating my simple breakfast of cereal, actually Honey Bunches of Oats, I read more of 1984. 1984 is a dystopian novel that reminds me a lot of Fahrenheit 451, if I'm honest. I think dystopian novels of my teenagehood, like Hunger Games and the Divergent series, are more plot-driven, and these are more a commentary on society. Because I didn't do any historical research about the time in which this book was written, I think I missed out a lot on some of the commentary that George Orwell was trying to make. However, I was reading this for pleasure, so I didn't want to do a ton of analysis, and I still enjoyed the book and got something out of it nonetheless. After reading a bit of 1984, I read A Mango-Shaped Space by Wendy Mass, which used to be one of my favorite books as a young teenager, but now I didn't really like it. 2 out of 5 stars, the main character was kind of obnoxious.
This book was picking up in like the middle, but now I'm on the part where he's like reading the book, as he often refers to it, Winston, the main character, and it is honestly really boring. It's like reading a history textbook. Page 205. But on the cool side, it's now about 2:30, and that means that I've been reading for 12 hours. Pretty cool. I definitely was not expecting to finish 1984, but I did. I felt like it was going pretty slow for a while, and then all of a sudden, it really picked up, and I just ended up reading, I think, like the last 125 pages, maybe, all at once. So even though I thought I was going to stop at like page 225, because when I was at page 205 when I last checked in on you, I was like, this is really slow, but then it got really good. So I am done with 1984. And I think I'm now going to start The Magician's Nephew. I have the entire Chronicles of Narnia. I've never read any of them, so might as well start with the first one. I've got little Kelvin here with me as well.
I listened to The Magician's Nephew while I was taking a shower and making my bed, and then I sat down on my bed and read some more. This book was imaginative, but overall simplistic, as it is clearly written for children. I would probably give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. After finishing The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis, I moved on to my last book, which was Anxious People by Frederick Backman, and I really enjoyed this book. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. Some of the quotes that Backman pens are truly impactful, so much so that I jotted them down on my laptop, and I related to some of the characters' thought processes. Backman overall has a gift when it comes to expressing emotions accurately through writing. He also has a knack for interweaving all the characters' lives together in unique ways. The only reason I wouldn't rate this book 5 out of 5 stars is because I thought some of the characters were less compelling than others. I found myself wanting to skip their storylines in favor of the characters that I really loved. Of course, what I found to be less compelling may be more impactful to someone else, though, so I would still 100% recommend you read this book.
Good morning, guys. I'm sure you can't see me because it's 12:30 in the morning. Too tired, fell asleep. So I'm gonna sleep, pause the timer so I can wake up, and then let the timer resume. I have like 2.5 hours left. My goal is to be able to read Anxious People. And probably start the Half-Blood Prince then. That's all I gotta say. Good night.
Well, I woke up and finished Anxious People, so I think we're gonna call that the end of this book challenge. I ended up reading The Order of the Phoenix, finishing that one, A Mango-Shaped Space, 1984, The Magician's Nephew, and Anxious People. So 5 books.